everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Sarah from YouBloom Yoga and Wellness, and today I have another yoga video for you. This is going to be a pretty brief one. So this is a perfect video for just getting the body warmed up and mobilized. So with all that being said, we're going to jump right into our practice and get right into things. So roll out a mat, blanket, or just get to the ground and we'll begin. So to begin, we're going to start with our legs extended out in front, leaning back on the hands, whether the fingers are facing out or in, totally a personal preference. And we're going to start pointing and flexing the toes. So pointing and flexing, and this isn't just a passive motion here, but really think as you point the toes, think of little ballerina feet, like you're trying to touch the pads of the toes to the floor. And as you flex the feet, can we try and draw the toenails back towards the shins? The heels might even lift a little bit as you flex. So you can point the toes, really feel that articulation, and then flex. We'll do that 2 more times. Pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. All right, keeping the feet flexed, we'll sit nice and tall. Legs can be straight or knees bent. Breath in, arms reach up. On an exhale, imagine you are reaching a big beach ball past your toes and then release the hands down. Pausing here for 3 deep breaths. One more breath at the bottom of this fold. And on your next breath in, go ahead and roll everything all the way up, releasing the hands down to your sides or right behind the hips rather, and walk the feet up slightly, feet hip width distance, a little bit of space between your hips and the heels. And then option 1, just let the hips hover, stay here. If you feel like this is at your limit of mobility and strength, pause here. Option 2, we press up a little higher, maybe bringing the hips to be parallel to the ceiling. And final option, stay here or rock forward and back just a little bit. Heels might lift as you press the knees towards the toes. Take one more rock if you're adding that option, and then lower the knees back down, rock the feet left to right. And from there, we're going to find a cross-legged seat if that's comfortable. You can always add a blanket, bolster, block, anything like that underneath. Breath in, arms reach up. Exhale, right hand down, we find a side bend. Breath in, hands through center. Exhale, left arm down. We'll do that a couple more times side to side, allowing your breath to fuel this movement. So breathe in as you reach through center. Exhale as you fold. And then you might get on a different pace than I am. That's totally okay. I want you to focus on your breath rather than following the same pace that I'm taking. If it feels good to pause on one of those side bends for an extra full cycle of breath or more, please do so. We'll take one more side bend on each side. And when you finish that, we'll meet back through center, arms lifted. Exhale, hands through the heart. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms away, rounding the back. So think of your cat pose here, and really pushing the heel of the hand and the palm away from your spine. Then soft bend to the elbows, breath in. We sweep the hands up, maybe taking a little back bend. Exhale, sweep it all the way down. Hands to our knees, and we find some torso circles. So I like to think this motion coming from my sternum, so that collar, am I saying the sternum? That bone between the ribs where they all connect. So imagine you're pulling that sternum towards the left knee, through center, to the right knee, back around. So I find that focusing from the center of our body helps to get this full range of motion rather than just kind of collapsing and not really getting that much out of this movement. So if you haven't reversed your circle, we'll go ahead and reverse that direction. Noticing if you started to hold the breath at any point here, we'll come back to those breaths. Syncing movement and breath together. And one more circle here. And then finding a tall stacked spine, go ahead and roll through the shoulders. And reverse that direction. We're making our way forward through the hands and knees, and then pressing up and back into down dog. So no rush arriving here, take your time. And then when you do find your down dog, I encourage a little movement here, especially pedaling through the feet. One heel drops as the other peels up. It's a great way to stretch out the calves, bring a little mobility for the ankles and the toes. Couple more breaths here. Then find stillness, both heels pressing towards the ground. Take a big breath in and let it go. One more breath in. Exhale, knees to the ground. Take the knees as wide as your yoga mat, wide like child's pose. Hands extend out in front. Option here to bend the elbows, bringing the palms to touch. Maybe those thumbs reach towards the back of the neck. Taking a couple more deep breaths. And then release the hands all the way down. We'll press yourselves back up and make your way into a down dog. From down dog, bend the knees. This time, walk the hands to the feet. So a lot of times we are walking feet to hands in yoga, so reversing hands to feet. So you'll probably end up in the middle or back of the mat. That's okay. And hold opposite elbow, heel toe the feet as wide as your yoga mat, and sway side to side. Knees can be straight or have a bend. And return through center. Let the arms drop. Slowly roll it up. Breath in, arms reach overhead. And an exhale, sweep the arms at your side. Breath in, sweep the hands up. On an exhale, let them drop. We'll do that one more time. Breath in, we swing it up. Exhale to drop. And keeping the feet wide, start to kind of spin a little bit here, like a corkscrew kind of motion, letting the arms sway. Maybe the hands tap onto the hips or the glutes a little bit. Maybe you get a couple little cracks out of the spine. We'll pick up that pace just a little bit. Continuing to breathe. And then go ahead and slow it back down. The hands will be the last part of your body to find stillness. And when they do, breath in, we reach it up. Exhale, fold. Bring the feet back in together so the big toes touch, little space in the heels. Then walk the hands into a plank. So walking ourselves forward into a plank. Pausing here, building a little strength. Clawing through the fingertips. And lift the right toes and pull that knee into the chest. Step the right foot back. Lift the left toes, pull the knee in. And back. 2 more times on each side. Lift the toes, pause here. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, extend back and lower. Breath in, left toes lift. Exhale, hug in. Breath in, back. Then lift right toes, hug it in. Push it back. Lift left toes, hug it in, and press it back. Go ahead and lower the knees. Sink back, child's pose. Maybe allowing the weight of the head to rest fully and heavy on the ground if that feels comfortable. Hands might be reaching overhead or maybe fingertips back to the toes. Roll yourself all the way up here, returning back to a comfortable seat. Bring the left hand over the heart, right hand over the belly. And together, draw a deep breath in and let it go. One more time, just like that. You have a little time at the end of your practice. I encourage you to stay here, focusing on the flow of the breath, lengthening the inhales and the exhales. But if you are ready to go or we're short on time and have to go, we'll bring the palms together at heart center. Together, finding a big breath in and out. Bowing our head to our hands, we take this final moment to show our gratitude. Gratitude towards yoga, gratitude towards your ability to practice yoga, and gratitude for this community and for all communities we can grow and learn from. Thank you all so much for joining me for another practice today. I look forward to joining you on our mat again very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.